Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, it's time to brew the Belgians. Yes, I've been looking forward to brewing some Belgian beers, and I'm gonna start it off on the entry level, should we say, and work our way on up. But yeah, we're looking to brew a Trappist single on the Anvil Foundry with the Anvil Steam Condenser, of course. It's taken me forever to get some, shall we say, smell and odors out of my brew space after brewing a ton of IPAs with no steam condenser and just letting everything go. It was insane the amount of moisture I got out of this damn room. So let's go right into it. Don't forget, as usual, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Grain build is going to be very simple. I think we're sitting at something like 8.6 some pounds of grains, but I've got 6 pounds, 13 ounces of Golden Promise. And I know you're probably sitting there going, why 6 pounds, 13 ounces? Because that's exactly how much I had left. And I wanted to use it up. So that's why it's 6 pounds, 13 ounces. And I balanced everything out, so it's all good. We have 7 ounces of Carahell and 3.5 ounces of Caravienne Malt, and then 3.2 ounces of Acid Malt. Probably could get away with a little less there, but I'm good. I like it to, have that nice, we'll get into that later. And 1 pound of Simplicity SRM1 of simple candy sugar or premium blonde candy syrup. But yeah, got 1 pound right here. We're gonna add that at the last 5 minutes. And then I'm looking, and I may change this, but probably not. I'm probably gonna stick to it, is Hallertau Magnum 12.9, dropping that at around 20 minutes. It's just to get the bittering up. That's all it's there for. And I started thinking about Matuka, because a lot of people were talking about Matuka, giving little hints of citrus and being based on Saaz. So of course it has a lot of the Saaz character, but I ordered a bunch of Saaz specifically for my Belgian beers. So I'm going Saaz. 2 ounces of Saaz in the last 5 minutes. And shockingly, the alpha is a little on the higher side for Saaz. It was at 5.2 according to where I got it from. So yeah, but I'm not too worried about it. If it's even a little lower, it's gonna be at the end. Then I'm debating on yeast. I'm debating between White Labs 530, 545. I've got some 570 that just seems to be out of control. I might be pitching that. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure that out towards the end. I'm leaning towards the 570 right now. And we're also going to mash in at 148 Fahrenheit. I want to keep it low because I want to get it nice and on the drier side, even though the brewing salts are on the balanced side. They're leaning towards that bitter side, but they're definitely on the balance, just barely. I think I'm something like 1.3 ratio or something. I have to look later, but yeah, let's go ahead, get the brewing salts in, get mashed in, and get this thing done, because I've been procrastinating all day with other things I had to get done. Plus, we got one thing new. This has all been crushed with my new, I don't remember what it's called, like Brew Lion or Brew something, Brew Malt Master. It's a 3-roller grain crusher, and it supposedly has a 13-pound hopper. I kind of question that. Seems like it's maybe a little bit less than that, but it did a great job. It left my husks, I mean, really close to like what they were before it broke. There's a lot of husk, and it's not all just crushed and smashed to little bits. I even had some where I was afraid it wasn't crushing initially, and I touched it and it just broke right apart. And I was like, wow, this is doing an amazing job. So instead of crushing at my typical 0.0375 of an inch, I'm crushing at 0.0350 because there's a setting for that. That way I know it's dead on, and I'm going for that. So we're gonna see how that does. Very, very cost effective for a really good crusher, and hopefully it does a great job, as it appears to be. It's heavy, it's got a few minor issues, and it's more of me being picky. There's really not issues. So let's go ahead, let's get the brewing salts. Like as usual, when I add the brewing salts, I'll put them up on the screen, and I'll, of course, hopefully already showed you the malt bill. Okay, so right off the bat, the brewing salts. Somebody lost my glass ramekins, so I've ordered a bunch, but that's plastic and it didn't stick, which is kind of nice. Now I'm feeling like maybe I should have ordered plastic. Go ahead and stir that up a bit. Okay, I've got the small batch adapter in, and I'm using my old Anvil, not the newer one. There's not a lot of differences in them. One's got feet, one doesn't. And I do have the feet, I just never installed them on the old one. Sometimes things don't cooperate. Okay, let's go ahead and get mashed in. Okay, we don't have any rice hulls and we shouldn't need them. And we'll speed this up once I get mashed in. Okay, we'll be here for 75 minutes at 148, and then I'm gonna move it up to 168 for 10 minutes. We'll mash out, and we're gonna do a 60-minute boil. I'm a little concerned. It's a small grain bill, so it's a small amount of water in there, and you know, we'll see how that goes. But everything's moving along fine. I've got the recirc going nice and smooth. I'm a little concerned it might be going a little fast. I can slow it down if I need to. But yeah, we'll keep rocking. Okay, we just hit 168 about a minute ago. Once that's done, we've got 9 more minutes to go. I'll go ahead, pull the grain basket, and we can sparge and then get ready for a boil. Okay. I filmed this part more for your entertainment in case I screw up. It was very light. There we go. We're up. I'm gonna check the sparge water and we'll start sparging. Okay, time to sparge. Okay, we're gonna let that drip for a little bit and then we'll kick the boil on. Okay, I know it says 207. It's a rolling boil. I'm gonna drop the power down to 60% to be really safe. Put the steam condenser on after I turn the cold water flow on, of course. Give it a second and then check it and make sure it's still a rolling boil. If for any reason it's not, I'll push it up closer to 70, 75. I've been having really good luck around the 65% plus or minus a little. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. I'm gonna start my 1-hour timer. And there we go. Yep, 60-minute boil. Let's rock and roll. Okay, we're at our first edition, 20-minute edition. That's 20 minutes before the end of the brew. And it is 1 ounce of Hallertau Magnum, German. I think it's like 12.9 alpha. Of course, I'll put it up somewhere. And as you can see, I have a glove on because this is gonna be really hot. Woo! There we go. And that'll hold it, but I'll put it on this little clip just to be safe. Okay, so we have a bunch of 5-minute additions. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna lift it off, shut the cool water down, and rock and roll. Drain as much as we can in there. Dump that on there. Shut it off. Get our 5-minute additions in there. I got a Whrilfloc tablet in here and some Yeast Nutrient. There we go, that's in there. I've got 2 ounces of Saaz, American version. It's hard to get the Czech version. It goes quick. And it's a little more expensive. Ah, whoo, that is hot. And yeah, I'm putting it in a hot bag. Then I'll burn myself first. There we go. I'll drop that in there. And now for the big addition. We've got a pound of Simplicity. It's beet sugar and water, basically. A little crystallization towards the bottom. I've been trying to crush it and shake it up. Okay, and I'm gonna want to stir this up so it doesn't burn to the bottom, you know what I mean? I'm gonna stir this up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in there. That way it's nice and sterile. Okay, I'm gonna get this bad boy chilled down, clean up a little. We'll pitch the yeast. Okay, so it's been a long night. Yes, it's 11 o'clock for me. Probably just past 11 o'clock. But great brew day. I'm more than happy. I expected to hit an 80% efficiency, plus or minus a hair. And even though I boiled off a bit more than I expected, at about 19 ounces more than I expected, even after topping off 19 ounces to make sure that I'm exactly where I expected to be, that's the key with measuring your efficiencies. You need to know exactly where you are and where you were expecting to be so that you can measure it properly. So I topped it off, remeasured everything. We're sitting at 84.3. That's like one of my highs for efficiencies. And now I kind of cheated, not intentionally, just did. I have 2 little dogs, one's a year old, one's like 8 months, so they're pretty much puppies. And I got distracted and my mash went from the 148 degrees for 75 minutes to 90 minutes. So for an extra 15 minutes. And I think that definitely impacted my overall efficiencies, but I'm sitting at 84.3. I'm very happy getting my money's worth out of my malt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I kicked it onto this nice little all-rounder so I can get it onto the glycol chiller. I've had some leaks over here and here with the glycol chiller. I did some changes to it. I'm hoping to prevent those leaks. I don't expect it to stay sealed really well at over 5 PSI. I'm not going to ferment under pressure, and I know you're thinking, well, why do you care about the pressure then? When I go to transfer the beer, I take this off the bubbler and I put another disconnect piece on here and yeah, put it under pressure and then transfer it. It makes life easy. If you're doing glycol, the quick disconnects are a must. They're like 20 bucks a pop for a pair, and that's the cheapest I could find. So yeah, it's a little expensive, but you know what? Trust me, it's a must. You need it. I'm gonna clean up a little bit and I'm gonna get this chilled down. It's still sitting close to 80 Fahrenheit. With the glycol chiller, it'll bring it right down. I'm gonna go ahead and pitch 570 White Labs, and White Labs 570 is between 68 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that I need to bring it down at least to 75, 77 degrees. Once I pitch the yeast, I'm gonna try to get it down to around 70, and I think I'll ferment right at 70 Fahrenheit. I like to be somewhere in the middle to be safe. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm getting ready to get this fermented. It might kick up around 6.8% based on final gravity versus the 6.6 I was shooting for, or was that 5.8? I don't even remember anymore. It's been such a long day. I'll put it up here somewhere. I'm really tired. So yeah, let me get this chilling. And don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing, definitely appreciate it. Cheers. And yes, I've moved from hot tea, cold tea, hop water to beer. It tastes good and it feels good when you're a little sore.